Hello there everybody, a very good morning to you all and welcome back to HowToTrade.com. Welcome back, of course, to another one of our live streams here across our social media channels and our trading room as well. We are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, we are live on LinkedIn, we are live on X, and we are live in the trading room. So hello to everybody who's tuning into my stream this morning, and thank you very much for tuning in. Feel free to pop up and say hello. Let me know if you have any market related questions or anything you want me to take a look at on today's stream. I'd say it's a little bit of a quiet start to the week, but we have been blessed with volatility this summer, which is not something that we're really used to. Normally, summer markets can be quite dry, but they haven't been. But it has been a fairly slow start to the week. Nice bounce higher in the stock market yesterday still, and we're going to talk through today some smart money concepts and try and find sort of my trade idea of the day sort of thing. And I want to talk to you about that in a little bit of detail and sort of study that market itself. So I haven't titled this stream the Q&A stream. I know last week we did a Q&A stream and it seemed to go down quite well. But if you are here on the stream, you can still ask any questions that you may have, and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. Good morning to you, Martin. Hello to you. Hope you're doing well. We have had a question in already. Corey Tim, hi Connor, can you have a look at Bitcoin? Yeah, sure, I can have a look at Bitcoin, no problem. And hello to the rest of you across the social media channels as well, if you are there. And good to see you all. So let's just quickly point you in the right direction. What I want to do first of all is just have a quick look to see what it is we're dealing with today in terms of our news events and whether we should be concerned or be on the ball about any news events coming out. So if you go over to the HowToTrade.com website, hover over resources and then click on trading tools. If you scroll down, you will see our economic calendar. And as you can see, Tuesday, September the 10th is the date we're on at the moment. In terms of high impact news events, it's been a fairly busy one for the UK. We had an employment report out in the UK. So the unemployment rate previously at 4.2%, now at 4.1%. So a slight improvement in the unemployment rate in the UK. The claimant count change as well. That was down at 23.7 thousand previously at 135, estimated at 95.5. So it's quite a significant drop off there. Let me just quickly. Yeah, so that was right. Okay, so it's actually, and the claimant count change, of course, we're talking about the change in the number of people who are claiming unemployment related benefits. So overall, what I'm looking at here is an employment report in the UK which was quite good. Okay. So I wonder how that reacted from the pound then. Let me just quickly load up I imagine that the pound's gained a bit off that. Yeah, a little bit of a spike higher, nothing drastic. Yeah, it was sort of coming. To be fair, for those of you who like a little scalping opportunity, that's basically where that news event come out. We could see this as a scalping opportunity, but I'd only really risk such minimal percentage on that. Sorry for the fact that you can see a load of green on the chart, just because I've got my sort of main trade idea on there, but I'll delete that. We already went through that in yesterday's stream. Okay, so that was that for the UK economy. And then later on, we've got some speech coming out from the Bank of Canada Governor Macklem, who's due to speak later on this afternoon. So it's quite quiet on the US front today, but some movement in the pound, but not really a great deal today to be worried about, and that's not a bad thing. Just to quickly, before we carry on, if you are looking to trade with a broker, there is a promotion going on at the moment where Switch Markets will match your deposit up to $5,000 in credit. So Switch Markets is us essentially. So we are having this offer for you. So if you want to find out some more about that, you can message me privately, or you can head over to switchmarkets.com and either talk to one of the members of the team there, or you can find out some more on the website itself. Okay. Good to see you, the rest of you in the trading room as well. Hello to you, FaZe. Good to see you. And Wiz and Alvin, very good morning to you as well. I'm slightly quiet in the room today. People maybe bookmark today as being a quiet day in the markets, because obviously tomorrow we've got inflation, and then Thursday we've got sort of PPI, unemployment claims, and sort of the meat of the week comes tomorrow. So it's almost a bit of a warm-up event today, really. So I also just want to point you in the direction of, hello to you, Matthew, as well. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hello to you, Treehawk. Thank you very much for the message. I just want to point you as well in the direction of, if you are looking to get stuck into, a trading course or a trading, academy, we've got our own academy here. And it's no real secret that I like to use smart money concepts. I don't just use smart money concepts. I use some moving averages, I use some Fibonacci, and I use sort of a combination of concepts that I enjoy using. But if you are looking to get stuck into maybe a smart money concepts course, we do have a separate module on there. It's on our Trading Academy. It's course number 6, module number 3. You can see that within that course, or within that module, we've got an introduction to smart money concepts, what market structure is, how to properly define supply and demand, liquidity, imbalance, FEGs, all that sort of thing. So you pretty much got all of it there that you need to know, and the ones that I use. So if I am speaking on the stream and people are like, I have no idea what concept is used on the chart, that's basically where I got it from. So feel free to get stuck into that as well over at HowToTrade.com. Okay, so not many questions today, so I'm just going to go through my trade idea of the day, the one that I'm really holding out for this week and sort of today as well if we get there. Now, here it is. It's on dollar yen. Now, last week I posted an article on dollar yen, and I said about potentially the fact that we've got a little bit of an early sign of reversal. And that was because we created a new higher low, and then created a series of them, and almost had a sort of change in character as we broke above these structures here. We were still within a broad higher time frame bearish trend, and that's why I always say the trend is your friend. Always go with the trend, because people would say to me, yeah, but we had the signs of reversal there, so I probably would have entered down here or something like that and been stopped out. And I would have said to you, there was nothing wrong with the analysis there, but the issue is that when you go onto the higher time frames, like the daily, for example, you can see that we're bearish. You can see that big collapse and that big drop lower. And therefore, when we do go counter trend, I always half my risk, okay? But this time I found an opportunity for dollar yen, which is going with the trend. And you can see basically what I've got marked. So last week, I had a sell limit basically at this supply zone, or this bearish order block at 146.6. We never really got tested, but we made quite a decisive move down towards August low at 141.682. And I'm quite happy with the fact that we didn't actually test this low at all. And I find that really hard to believe that we can get this far down, 8 pips away, and actually fail to maybe grab the liquidity at the low or even close below the low. And therefore that still remains a target for me, this low here, or even this one there, which is basically the same thing. Now, where do we get that from? I found a stack of confluences at the 144.543 level. So my 3 confluences that I've got here, I've got a fair value gap, which is here. You can see where I've drawn that fair value gap in that candle. And the 50% of that fair value gap sits at the 50% of the Fibonacci retracement of that whole move from last week. Nice confluence, right? At the same time, we've sort of got 144.5 being that whole number resistance, or that whole number, level, a psychological resistance. And therefore, for me, I've got that's my three confluences for that move. And that's why today I've posted I've just posted an article on the website, which is a detailed review on USD yen from basically this trade idea, but also talking about it from a fundamental standpoint as well, from a US dollar standpoint. So I'm going to post this one in the room, and for me, that's my favorite one today. Let me check the room just to check I've not got any questions. I know I've got Bitcoin to look at. Matthew, I haven't checked your email just yet. I've had quite a few messages today. I will get round to that email after this stream, if that's okay. Thank you. Right. Hello, Judan. Good morning to you. No worries. I hope that was helpful, and thank you very much for the message. Correcting wants to have a look at Bitcoin. That was the one. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. So that for me is my trade idea of the day. That's the one that I really like. I'm on the wrong thing. Excuse me. Where is it? Crypto, Bitcoin. Here we are. There we are. Coach, I'm not sure if you were on the stream. Wow, I literally played out to perfection, but there we go. I'm not sure if you were on the stream last week when we went through some cryptocurrencies. But looking at Bitcoin now, I mentioned how broadly what we had was clearly a move higher. Within that move higher, what you can see is what's called inducement, and that's where you get a trend, basically a trend within a trend. Sorry if that's really, really confusing, but we have a broad, big, impulsive move higher, and then within it, we sort of get that, which is almost like a mini bearish trend within the big bullish trend. And what tends to happen when you get that is it doesn't last forever, and you get eventually where the market fails to create any real meaningful low, creates a new higher low, and then that's used as a springboard to kick the market higher. What you can see here is exactly what's just happened. You can see the lows got less and less as the time went on. Eventually we created, and this was on Friday, so you spoke about this before it happened. And what I said is that there's a clear bullish order block or demand zone sitting between that 49,000 and 53,000, which I wanted to act as support for Bitcoin. And as you can see, the market come down into that area, tested it perfectly, and has then since reacted to the top side. So I believe from a technical standpoint, we're starting to see the signs of a bit of a surge higher in Bitcoin prices. People will say to me, yeah, but what about the fact of a recession? Well, that's soft landing. That's not happened yet. I'm just purely talking about the technicals. This, to me, looks like a good time for Bitcoin to potentially come and trade, maybe up towards these equal highs is a decent target, 65,000. And that could be happening pretty soon. Now, if you miss this initial entry, what do you then do? Well, you just got to try and sort of get in at the next sort of key level. So, for example, there was a clean. So within that move, you can see how this works. It's perfect. You could have missed that initial entry, but still managed to get a 6-to-1 trade off of this order block. Now, if you fail to miss that order block, the next thing for me that you could potentially try, because obviously this didn't get mitigated down here, so that becomes a support area at 54,000. But for me, a nice area that we could potentially look for is this. The 50% of this candle FVG. We've got a good area where we think that if prices trade below, it's probably going to continue lower. And that's where this mitigation happened here. And again, we can sort of target this wick here. That's 2 to 1. The resistance up here is 3 to 1. And our broader 65,000 target is 8 to 1. So sort of you could either split that trade into 3, or you could just sort of take partials along the way. Good signs for me on Bitcoin, to be fair. Okay. No other questions, which is good. And I just wanted to quickly, because there's isn't a whole great deal to talk about today. That's fine. There's much more coming out later this week. We can talk about charts all day, but the Nasdaq, right? People will probably remember when I took a loss last week, when basically what I was trying to do was trade the 50% of that imbalance like that. Do you remember that? I was trying to trade that. Trade never got going. Ended up being stopped out. Okay, fine, fair enough. By the way, lovely reaction from the 61.8 yesterday, so I'm intrigued to see how this one goes today. However, yes, that one didn't work, but I've had a lesson that I've learned for myself, and that is not to neglect the other stock indices as well. And I'm going to show you something really, really powerful. So that exact trade that I placed on the Nasdaq, which I lost 2% on my account on, worked to perfection on the US 30, and funnily enough, to perfection on the S&P 500. And that's why I've turned my attention to these markets, because clearly the tech sector is under a little bit of pressure at the moment. And therefore, yes, okay, I didn't manage to get the entry off the daily time frame. That doesn't mean the trade's over. Now we've had the reaction from that 50%, we can always drop it down a time frame or two, turn on our Smart Money Concepts indicator just to see if there's anything where we can sort of try and get in. And I'm scrolling through both of them here. Any sort of demand zone, any sort of FVG that we can sort of try and get into this move on. 15 minute. Here we are. Here's potentially one. You see this level here sits right below this liquidity. It's on a 15-minute time frame, so it's more of a scalping opportunity. Where would I want to cover? Well, I'd probably want to cover just below this wick here. Don't see really that being much of an order block, and we can look to target somewhere up there. But I'm not too worried about the target just yet, because the target will be, the top of the Fibonacci. That will be the broader long-term target. So, it's a bit of a Hail Mary, to be fair, but I'm trying to catch in on that momentum from that 50% reaction. And you may even find something similar on the it's not quite as clean on the US 30. You can see it's a little bit of a mess. And therefore, if I'm going to pick my market of choice for today, I'm looking for, 5445 to act as that support area. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set an alert at that level. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to place a buy limit at that level. 15-minute time frame, so something like 0.75% risk, something like that. And I'm going to see if I can catch on to that momentum. Okay. Good stuff. Right then, I think that just about sums it up for today. Just wanted to quickly let you know that the trading competition that we have live at the moment is currently at its nearing its end, should we say. We've got, I think, 2 days left of the competition. No, 1 day left of the competition. I think it ends tomorrow after the bell closes. So as it stands right now, we have 5,500 people in it. If you haven't managed to get in yet to the actual trading competition, I mean, it's not too late to join, but you're gonna struggle to maybe make any inroads to try and get first, second, or third. However, when we do have more of these coming out, then you will be the first to know, and trust me, you will know via email or on the website itself when we do run one of these competitions again, which I think we will. It's not up to me, of course, but as soon as I know more on that, then I will let you know. But well done to everyone who got involved in the competition. It's not over just yet. So yeah. Okay, good stuff. All right, then, everybody, that just leaves me to say I hope everyone has a great trading day. You've seen my analysis on the S&P 500 and the USD yen. They're my two potential trade opportunities for the day. So good luck with those, and keep an eye on the market analysis section where I'll be posting probably USD yen in that section as well. Until then, do trade well, trade safe, and I'll see you all tomorrow for Inflation Day. Cheers.